Well, it is, of course, a short little video clip for your YouTube experience here. It is, of course, 3 minutes to 8 a.m. in the morning. We're about to have breakfast in a moment. But yes, word of today is what the actual show will be called. Well, it's not actually a show, but of course, it's word of today. I was trying to think of it a minute ago, but yeah, my mind went completely blank. It's early in the morning. I'm not really used to it. But yeah, not word for today, which is actually United Christian Broadcasters, which is UCB, United Christian Broadcasters, which is a radio station very similar to Premier Christian Radio, which is also a radio station. Both worth checking out. But anyway, let's have a few little things to say. Of course, overall in Norfolk, it's been quite good over the area that we have been, which is near to the seafront of Britannia Pier. And of course, you joined me on Monday. No, it's not. Is it Monday? No, it's not. It's Tuesday, isn't it? Oh dear, I always get the days wrong. But yeah, Tuesday the 22nd of August 2023. So yeah, I was getting mixed up with Monday being Sunday. So sometimes, occasionally, I do get mixed up with that. Anyway, of course, let's summarise first of all before we go into anything else. Okay, our experience over in Norfolk was fantastic. We've managed to get a lot of subscribers. Okay, I bumped into Sean Crawford next to Charlie, the one with the soppy paint on his face, the one who sort of waves his hand in the air with some music, next to the Trollcart Weatherspoons, where we also stayed the night once. And of course, yes, I would say that was a great experience. Not that Julian's Army is a great experience there. You had to reach out for something there. And of course, yes, sometimes you've got to reach out for a bus as well at the same time and stick your hand up. And that's probably what we've got to do today as well. But yeah, we'll be having breakfast later on this afternoon. No, we won't be actually. It'll be at 8 o'clock or 8:30 this morning. Hopefully it'll be already there for us. It costs us extra £10. It's my words this time in the morning. So extra £10 it will cost us on top of the £25 a night. But anyway, let's move on from that. The experience was great. Of course, we didn't do as much as what we expected to do. Unfortunately, we couldn't see Sean Crawford, which of course was only a brief sort of hello. We didn't get a photograph with him at his workplace of Long John's or even the Pier Tavern, which of course he works at as well. But of course he said we'll have to wait and see if we are to see him, because he's away on holiday at the end of August and the end of September. So it's hit and miss whether we will personally be able to bump into him next time. But of course we will keep in touch with him, because not only did we meet him, we met, of course, who might be watching this right now. Yes, you might be watching this right now, and hopefully you'll be able to subscribe to our channel as well. Jason Lawrence and Shirley Lawrence, which, of course, hopefully we'll be able to team up together and come to our differences like we did when we met for the first time. And we met for the first time yesterday, just before we had our final fish and chips. Well, of course I did anyway. I don't know what Giuliani had. Did you have sausage and batter and chips or Savoy chips? How many did you have? Two? Yeah. Two Savoys and chips, yeah, at Grelly's. And it was nice to see Pete from Grelly's, who's actually on part-time at that, of course, Grelly's Fish and Chips. Is still kind of called Grelly's in a way, but of course his name is Pete. And Graham is the main one that runs that stall there on the seafront of the Marine Parade there. How wonderful is that? So, yeah, overall experience, of course, was good. of course, we didn't see that many famous people apart from Jason Lawrence from Newcastle, who likes to visit Blackpool, and of course travelled all the way from Newcastle, taking about 5 hours to get to Great Yarmouth. Hopefully one day he sees us in Cambridge or nearby, which will be absolutely brilliant. Or maybe over in Great Yarmouth. Or maybe he can come on as a Together Live as well, which is a new feature for the YouTube channel, which I don't think many people know about. It's a sort of feature called Together Live, and it only works the link, which of course can be sent to someone's email, not of course WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger. So it won't work in well, put it this way, it won't work of course in any of those apps, which is the Messenger and WhatsApp. For some reason, I don't know why that is. Maybe they think it's fraud or something, I don't know, but that's just another scenario. But yeah, overall fantastic weather, apart from the thunder that of course cleared it all away anyway. I only heard rumbles in the middle of the night. Julian thought in the room that he was in, he heard at 7 o'clock in the morning that the door opened on its own, but I don't know because I didn't have a camera to prove it or camera evidence. The second one, of course, he thought I'd come in the room the second night, but yeah, apart from that, you didn't experience anything else other than that, did you, Julian? No, he said in the background, if you can't hear him very well. No, he didn't experience anything else, just on those 2 nights. That's in the opposite room of where I am recording right now, which is Tuesday the 22nd of August 2023. We're about to go to breakfast in just a moment. Just want to say a few little, I wouldn't say rants or going into politics or anything like that. First of all, let's talk about the Lionesses, which of course is a little bit disappointing, even when speaking about it now, but we've got to forget about it. Were they like the men at the end there? And of course, what's your thoughts about, of course, the woman England manager going to be succeeding after Gareth Southgate? How wonderful would that be? Or to some people, I don't know what to think about that one. You're thinking right now, but of course, yes, let us know your thoughts on that one. Do you think she would, of course, would she do well, basically, with, of course, the successor or succeeder, I don't know what it's called these days, but of course, taking over Gareth Southgate, who hasn't done that greatly for England, but he's done okay, but of course, yeah, he hasn't done overly great. You know, I think a lot of people may agree with me that he hasn't done overly impressive work, you know, for the England team. But of course, would a female manager be able to prove that, of course, they can take us to the final and lose it again? But yeah, perhaps the opposite, I don't know. But of course, yes, she kind of like, weirdly, strangely, looks a little bit like an Eriksson, Sven-Göran Eriksson, but she's not actually Swedish, she's actually Dutch, but so there you go. Obviously, she got to the final in succession with the ladies, but of course, men are a different kettle of fish, as we all well know. Of course, we can't be all the same. Although, of course, it felt like it was very similar in the final, in comparison to men. But yeah. Anyway, that's that. It's a shame, and I'll move very quickly about this subject as well. Very shame about what's happened with that nurse that done a terrible deed recently. And of course, we don't wish that on any nurses right now. And very quickly, as I'm going to move on very quickly with the subject here, because I know it will distress some people out there. I feel really badly for the parents of these, babies that, of course, sadly disappeared off the earth. But of course, yeah, let's move on very quickly. That's my own opinion. You know, none of us should be treated like that. Act of evilness. But anyway, of course, let's take away all this evilness and get back very quickly into happiness. Overall, very good weather-wise. A few bits of rain here and there. Enjoyed my fish and chips, which came up to around about £8 or so. I like to bring my own ketchup sometimes because they charge extra for ketchup these days. Ooh, they shouldn't all know that. But of course, yeah, you don't have to buy it if you don't want to. But some chip shops charge extra for sauces and mayonnaise these days. They don't include it in the price. But yeah, we did have fish and chips on the first night at, of course, a different fish and chip shop in Great Yarmouth. Yes, in Great Yarmouth. And of course, yes, we overall enjoyed the experience and hopefully we'll return soon. And yeah, we did some shows. Unfortunately, our battery went a bit funny on the live, which of course we didn't get to do another live. But of course, hopefully we will next time in replacement for that, and hopefully our battery won't die out then. But I can smell the breakfast now, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for the new subscribers. It's been an amazing achievement. If you do want to support the channel, I think actually a man that deserves a little bit more, you know, donations towards that direction for actually donating to us for a long time. And of course, each donation we do receive, if we do get any, if we do, because we don't force it, you know, it will go on towards the channel, obviously. And second of all, we will choose the other part where we can donate. For example, of course, Salvation Army, or Reach Food Bank of Haverhill, both of Haverhill, by the way, Salvation Army. Well, of course, the Salvation Army everywhere, but of course, ours in particular in Haverhill, Suffolk. But yeah, or the wildlife habitat of East Town Park in Haverhill, Suffolk. Okay, there's lots of videos of East Town Park in Suffolk, what we call Feast Town Park. Okay, because you can buy feasts at the kiosk until about 4 o'clock. You know, until of course when they completely close in the winter. But of course, they normally open from sort of spring to summer, and of course the beginning of September, that kind of thing where it sort of like, you know, calms down, you know, a little bit, you know, because people don't seem to come out in the winter as much as they do in the summer, as we well know. Like things in Great Yarmouth, very similar. Things do calm down there. Like, of course, you won't get the Coastal Clipper, which is a bit of a shame, and the number 100 bus, which of course is called Our Bus. Remember where you heard that? Our Bus. And Our Bus. Da, 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 da. Would that work? Probably not. But yeah, actually it's madness, and it's called Our House, not Our Bus. But anyway, that's where I got that from. But yeah, shame that one won't continue on to the winter area, because it stops at September the 3rd. Okay, that's a bit of a shame, that, because, you know, it would have been a good ideal one to get around Great Yarmouth. But we'll leave that racing through mind now. That's all I've got to say on word of today, not word for today. I just remember what I'm now going to call this little thing if I do kind of like these speeches like this. It's not a rant of anything, it's what we talk about, like current affairs and of course other things going on in the news that are worth talking about. Things sometimes that we can prop up on our channel that nobody else dares to talk about. Not even on GB News or Talk TV. Yeah, if I get a chance, if I'm not tired, when I get back home, because I've got to do 2 travels here, especially from Norwich to, of course, the train station, then from Norwich train station to Thetford, then from Thetford to, of course, Bury St Edmunds. Yeah, so it's a short journey to Thetford on a train. Then, of course, Thetford to Bury St Edmunds, from Bury St Edmunds to Haverhill in Suffolk. But anyway, of course, yeah, that is quite a long travel, but we did it. Well, I did it anyway. Julian will go back to Cambridge, but of course, yeah, he's got a ticket going back to Cambridge on the train. But of course, I've only got a little way on the train. First of all, we've got to get out of Great Yarmouth from Market Gates. Probably get a bus just down the road from Euston Road, Factory Road, or Nicholas Road, something like that, to get round the corner to save us a bit of energy. But of course, yes. What else is that? Yeah, you've got to get out of Market Gates on the X11, and 9 times out of 10, as I said to Jason and many other people, of course, yeah, Jason Lawrence we're talking about, but yeah, and any others that, of course, I speak to about buses, that each time we go to Market Gates or even Norwich bus station, there's always a bus there, 9 times out of 10. But yeah, we'll probably end up at Norwich bus station and have a quick coffee before we go, because we're normally early for the bus that gets to the train station. It works slightly different, vice versa. But anyway, we'll leave that reason for your mind. We've got to do that. We'll have some breakfast downstairs first, and probably have one more last coffee before we go. But yeah, time is now the enemy now, which it usually is on our clocks here. It's 8:15. I've got to finally get the other half of myself dressed, and we'll see you guys later. Thank you very much. My many thanks to Giuliani Buzzing from the Nice and Relaxing show, known as Julian Clouds. But of course, we should return with that good feeling, be it of course a keyboard or his organ. We'll have to try and work out how we do the organ bit, where we fit the laptop into the organ somehow, but we can't use the mixer, unfortunately, because that would be a big thing, and we haven't got really room in that room. You know, it's a very tight space. But of course, what we have got with the facilities, it's definitely, you know, something that we can actually still do. So we've got 2 choices there. Something a little bit different on the keyboard, but he can still perform some hymns. It's not the end of the world. But anyway, we'll try and get round both in the end, have a bit of mixture for you guys. And we'll concentrate on some more videos, and some other videos will be coming up if they're not already on the channel. If they are on the channel, do comment on there and hit that thumbs up, and we appreciate everyone recently coming towards our channel. Some have come and gone, and you know, some have returned to us, and hopefully we can gradually build on our enjoyment as well. It's not all about the subscribers. We just enjoy what we do, even if we have 1 viewer. That's all that matters. We try not to bore you, not on our clocks, and of course, as Jerry Springer once said, I know he's not around anymore, but Jeremy Kyle is still around on Talk TV, isn't he? But as not Jeremy Kyle, but of course, Jerry Springer once said, take care of yourselves. We'll say, most importantly, each other. Bye-bye from Great Yarmouth, Norfolk. Or Norfolk in Great Yarmouth. Just literally, next to the beach of course, Great Yarmouth. Marine Parade is in this direction. See you for now. Take care, stay safe. And remember one thing here, just before I go, or we go, we are the show that hopefully never ends. Did I say that right?